With EOS, it's 1090 Jake, no rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on 178 new court records that have.
That's crazy. We talk about Russ. You thought about new shit Russ drop? I think I listened to that shit already. Oh, did he drop again? I don't know if he just previously dropped. Last time
just been released in the YNW MELLY case.
At this point now, I'm not sure.
Specifically, the witness testimony of the lead detective against Melly. March 17th, 2022, the Broward County Criminal Clerk Office released 178 pages of court transcripts detailing the witness testimony of Detective Mark Moretti, the lead detective in the case against YNW
178
MELLY.
pages of
As we all know, Melly stands accused of the 2018 homicides of fellow rappers and friends, Juvie and Sack Chaser, whose lifeless bodies were driven to a hospital by YNW Portland after an alleged drive-by shooting. Portland would be the first arrested in this case, as detectives believed he was misleading the investigation, charging him with 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of accessory after the fact. Melly's arrest would follow, and 2 months after his arrest, prosecutors filed a motion of intent to seek the death penalty. March 17, 2022, Melly's lawyer would address Detective Moretti, asking what information he had to show the crime committed was for a pecuniary gain, one of the aggravating factors required for a death penalty sentence. For those not understanding the terms, the lawyer is asking what evidence shows Melly financially benefited from the 2 murders.
Right.
Through a Facebook search warrant and testimony given by Sack Chaser's mom, Sack Chaser was supposed to receive $200,000 by the record label. When asked how that pertains to Melly, the detective stated if Sack Chaser never received the money, he guessed it would go to Melly, as it's money Melly wouldn't have to pay out, meaning it's a financial gain. When the detective was asked how he knows Melly would personally have to pay it out, he stated he doesn't know, and the detective admitted he was just assuming.
Yeah, how you just gonna assume though? You can't just.
And there's no other evidence of.
Like, you know what's crazy about shit like this? Like when people get taken down for shit, like in like Ricos and like other shit like this, motherfuckers really get like pinned down of accusations. Like not even concrete evidence. Motherfuckers get pinned down of accusations and like false testimonies and shit like that. Like motherfucking like Gunner right now in that YSL case, Gunner has done nothing. Gunner is getting brought down by motherfucking by association shit. They say he is so-called like the Bites leader, like under Young Thug, and he's only getting charged with just affiliation just because he signed to the label. That's all.
Of any financial gain through the murders. Another aggravated.
And his bond got denied too, and he ain't getting like his court case, not court case, but like he's not he's not going to trial till next year. None of these motherfuckers going to trial till next year.
During the death penalty conviction, as if the crime is especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel. The detective was asked what evidence he had of this, to which he stated Melly and Portland killed 2 of their closest friends in cold blood, who were both shot in the head, stating just to kill 2 childhood friends is extremely heinous and cold-blooded. But other than that, there was no evidence. Yeah, the next factor was
other than that, there's no evidence. Like how you gonna try to slay but with nothing but accusations? It'll be nothing but accusations and just like speculations, and like it could happen, so it probably did, but which might not be, without ganging you back, but that might not even be the case though.
Crime was committed in a cold, calculated.
Motherfucker, it really don't matter what it is. If you want your mind to do mental gymnastics, it'll make anything make sense. Even when you get like everything together, even when you have like all the facts together, and this could not happen, that could not happen. If you can think it could happen, it can happen. And that's basically what a lot of this stuff.
The detective stated the premeditated manner is the method to where they drove to an isolated area that isn't easy to find, with evidence indicating they made it there with ease, were in and out, and without hesitation. Right. The next factor is the crime was committed by a criminal gang member. When asked what evidence determined Melly and Portland were gang members, the detective stated by their own admissions, meaning because they said they're in a gang, the police believe it. Under the Florida statute.
And right though, but you can't always go off what they say though. Cause let's be real. Let's talk about the real fact. This is real fast, chat. They going off what they said. They said the only reason we know they're in the gang is what he's saying. The only reason they know they're in the gang is because they said they were in the gang. Motherfucker, the Island Boys say they're in the gang. Niggas like Pino say they're in the gang. Let's be real. Let's be real. Ain't nobody putting nobody onto the set at all. I'm just saying it right here, right now. Unless to be extorted, I don't see any right-minded person putting nobody on the set.
A criminal
just off just basic looks and appearances and just the way I see them move on social media and other shit like that, all the stuff they got going on.
criminal gang member is a person who meets 2 or more of many identifying criteria.
Hey, I get to see real talk though. I want to meet Melly. That nigga Melvin can stay where he at though. Real talk.
Such as admitting to gang membership, using gang hand signs, or even dressing as a gang member. But the flaw within the statute itself is it doesn't differentiate actual gang members from both youth and adults, falsely claiming to be gang simply for the notoriety.
Exactly.
The Island Boys have publicly claimed their affiliation to Sex Money Murder by dressing like gang members, using...
Hey, freaking YB, you may not remember him because he's under a new name. But freaking J8 is try.
Gang signs and self-admission.
I be that trench super fly, living a 9-5 lifestyle. I'm repping Sex Money Murder. I'm stepping on whoever to peek through life and after.
The same could be said for low.
Like see, I just said this too, chaps. Them boys claim to be this, that. They claim to be that, but
Pyru,
really be that.
And plenty of others who claim to be gang. Text messages were found from Melly pledging his allegiance to the United Blood Nation, but the person the text was sent to couldn't even be identified, meaning detectives couldn't even validate that person as an official gang member. So the only evidence the detective claims to have of Melly's gang affiliation is his own self-admission and his own portrayal of being a blood.
Exactly.
When asked how the detective obtained Melly's cell phone, the detective stated he met with Melly's lawyer and Melly's manager tracked at the state attorney's office. The detective knew Track was in possession of Melly's phone as they were actively pinging the phone through a real-life tracking warrant. So once he was in the office, Track, or Jameson Francois, was presented with a search warrant and forced to hand over the phone they already knew was in his possession. Detectives were then able to determine the phone given was actually a new phone and wasn't the phone in Melly's possession during the time of the actual murders.
And they get off on bro.
Recently, multiple posts went viral of a social media account claiming responsibility for the shooting and claiming to have been targeting Melly. An Instagram account named Crucial Almighty MC began a series of posts just days after the double murder took place, saying we were just aiming at Melly, you got innocent people fucked up. Another post would reply to a comment saying you shot at Melly with the caption reading, so what if I did do it? And other pictures of a diss song targeting Melly had a caption reading, we come aiming at that Jeep. The account was found to belong to David Hedgepath, a wannabe rapper who was trying to gain fame off Melly, but was never actually acknowledged by Melly, and since then, the goofy ass wannabe rapper turned Muslim and lives over in Port St. Lucie going by the rap name Crucial with his 2010 mixtape covers. At one point he was contacted and interviewed by detectives, but obviously had nothing to do with the case.
Exactly.
While the rest of the evidence listed in the transcripts is evidence that's already been known and covered in my previous video, the state is still seeking the death penalty in Melly's case. Jury selection for Melly's trial begins in just 3 weeks.
Yo, Chad, imagine,
we'll have to wait and see how the trial
trying to
unfolds.
get death penalty off of nothing but words. That's crazy, right?
Now, listening to the detective more or less answer the questions given by the lawyer, a lot of it sounds like bullshit, especially the fact that they're trying to seek the death penalty, but a lot of the factors given is assumptions. Oh, I assumed if so-and-so didn't get the money, Melly would get the money. And nothing even said Melly had anything to do directly with the fucking money. But the thing that really pisses me off is the gang statute, that all you have to do is, oh, I can claim blood, throw up bees. There's even a factor that if your mama says, oh, my son's a gang member, and you were in a picture throwing bees up, you can be listed as a documented gang member. That's completely
crazy.
bullshit. Because you got so many kids in high school and middle school that are not real gang members that go to college and really don't even acknowledge the fact that 4 years ago they were claiming to be some shit because they grew up, they matured, and they moved on. And then you got other people like 30-year-olds on fucking YouTube that are claiming to be gang and have no ties to any fucking gang, but swear to God that they're that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're willing to tell everybody, including the police, yo, I'm a gang member, until charges come from it, which is just fucking crazy in itself. But
people to be willing to take up from what they say, though.
I don't know.
Do
That's just my opinion.
No more,
that statute sounds fucking ridiculous. They're saying Melly's saying he's a blood, so we're gonna say he is too. But through these transcripts, this is actually the first time we can see documentation proving what Track 100 was saying, that he didn't voluntarily hand over the phone. They presented a search warrant. They knew he had that shit on him already. He's already in the office.
Right.
And he didn't hand over something that he believed would hurt Melly. This was a new phone that Melly had got, apparently, whatever. They even knew how to access the phone. They had the passcode because they heard the jail call from Melly giving somebody the code over the phone. They had everything about this phone already in plan. They got him in the office and he handed it over. He was using that phone apparently for bookings or whatever he needed to do to continue, man.
But yo, at a certain point though, you have to realize though, it's like, yo, you old enough to know you're doing something you're not supposed to even really be doing. Like the way people go behind shit like this. Like this shit is like, it's deeper than what people think about.
Managing Melly while he was in jail. But let me know y'all thoughts and comments on this, because a lot of people's opinions seem to be negative as soon as people found out, oh, like, they just released 65 pages of DNA evidence, this and that. That didn't even get into detail. People just heard, oh, DNA, he must be guilty. So let me know if this little breakdown changes your opinion a little bit. Let me know what y'all thinking. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, or y'all rocking with me. Till next time.
1090 Jake, man, that's a real nigga right there. Dope video. And I ain't subscribing to him on this YouTube channel either too.